Hello, my name is Vincent Diller, and I did my service learning project at Water Street Mission. My service learning project consisted of a minimum of 30 hours serving my local community and also having a reflective journal that had my experiences, feelings, and my services provided. Ross in 2012 said that service learning is different from volunteering because in service learning you serve the community while achieving academic requirements. And on the right lower corner of this page you'll see who is my neighbor. Now throughout this presentation there'll be a variety of photos, and all of these were taken from the Facebook page at Water Street Mission. And this one is who is my neighbor. It just shows that we are surrounded by people who are considered our neighbor. So Water Street Mission was started in 1905, over 115 years ago, almost 115 years ago, out of a Bible study. It is a local Christian nonprofit organization. Its mission is to advance the kingdom of God through the gospel of Jesus Christ and to do missionary, relief, and rescue work of all kinds. Its 5 core values are dependence upon God, partnership with community, grace as our model, service to the church, and authenticity in relationships. Now the population that it serves are the homeless and working poor, teens, children, and families. Now it does this by offering meals, by offering shelter, life coaching, and it also provides dental and medical care to its residents. Early in 1905, when the organization started, it met the needs of the homeless and the hungry, and then also started to provide shelter for families and women. So at the heart of Water Street Mission is helping the poor of the poor. Now, what are the needs of this population? The needs are vast, because many of these people who are poor and homeless, they have nothing, and they need support in order to move forward, such as adequate nutrition, shelter, life coaching, mentorship, clothing, healthcare, stability, spiritual guidance, and employment. They don't even have the normal hygiene necessities that many of us take for granted, such as razors, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes. New mothers may need bottles for their baby, pumps, possibly baby formula. And to the right of the screen, it just shows various needs that the Water Street Mission was asking the community for, such as canned fruit, canned food, and baby formula. Now, advocating for the homeless and the working poor, as an RN and as a healthcare professional, it's important in the political arena to advocate for accessible healthcare services. And this is also affordable medication, but it is also the location of the clinics, because the location of the clinics will also need to be in areas of low income, only because these people don't have the proper transportation to go to these healthcare clinics. So it'll be important for nurses and healthcare professionals to advocate for affordable and accessible healthcare, and to advocate for social issues of this population is to establish the trust with this population. Because poverty is multifactorial, they will need multiple avenues of help and coordination to help them move forward and overcome their poverty and homelessness. Now, this is helping coordinate care with healthcare, rehabilitation, finding employment, and education. Now, two other ways that nurses, as healthcare professionals, can advocate for the homeless and working poor is in the economic and cultural arenas. Now, in the economic arena, nurses can help coordinate services with local and federal programs. This is like the local food bank, WIC, which is a special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children, local clothing centers, churches, temporary housing, and child care. And as a nurse, you can help educate on these government programs that they have for temporary housing, child care subsidies, and for the cultural arena, it's important for the healthcare professional to make no assumptions. That we need to learn the culture that we are serving. To the right, there's this quote: extravagant love means coloring outside the lines and going beyond the norms. And it's important because to learn about the culture, because it improves communication and also will improve the services that address the needs of the population. Next, I'm going to go over the design of the service learning project. I first had to determine where I wanted to serve. And I live in Lancaster City, so I wanted to serve in the community where I live, and also wanted to serve the homeless, so I thought that Water Street Mission was a good match. So I contacted the volunteer services to fill out an application. Excuse me. And once I was accepted, I had to develop the objectives and then obtain approval from my Capstone advisor. And once all this was completed, I was then able to sign up for hours to serve at Water Street Mission. Now, the service project revisions or considerations in the future. I currently served in the kitchen with preparing and serving food for the residents. In the future, it'd be I think I would like to sign up for what they have as a day shelter. This is on the weekends. It's to play games and just to interact more with the residents. My wife currently serves as a nurse at Water Street Mission. I think that would be neat, but it's also difficult with my current schedule. She's part-time and I'm full-time with my current work. I could also help with the Teen Haven, which is the youth center that they have there. I could help be a mentor for the youth that they have there. And then also in the future, I would meet with my Capstone advisor earlier, so I wouldn't feel so rushed in getting my hours, which is also difficult when you're in full-time school and working full-time, as many of us are. Now, my service learning objectives, after 30 hours are completed for the service learning project, the student will identify 3 causes of homelessness. After my 30 hours are completed for the service learning project, the student will identify 3 health-related issues caused by homelessness. And after 30 hours are completed for the service learning project, the student will identify 3 resources offered by Water Street Mission to help residents overcome homelessness. And after 30 hours are completed for the service learning project, the student will have prepared and served breakfast, lunch for the Water Street residents. And I completed this objective first by signing up for various shifts in the morning and afternoon to prepare and serve breakfast for lunch. And in doing so, I was able to engage in conversation with the staff and residents about Water Street Mission. 3 causes that I learned about homelessness are alcoholism, loss of housing, and drug use. One of the head chefs was a recent resident of Water Street Mission. He used to live in Baltimore and actually work in a similar shelter. He got into drinking, and he just couldn't escape the trap of alcoholism and decided to come to Water Street Mission, where he was there for almost a year, and then they offered him a chef job, and he took it, and he's been alcohol free since. Another resident had a brother that was addicted to drugs many years ago. A friend overdosed, and the head chef's brother was searching in his friend's pants for additional money and drugs, and he kind of came to his senses and knew that he had to change. So he came to Water Street Mission, and another resident got arrested. And when he was released from prison, his house was condemned, and he also lost his dog as well, which he was very sad about. 3 health-related issues with poverty and homelessness is poor skin integrity, unmanaged diabetes, and unmanaged mental illness. And 3 resources offered by Water Street Mission to help the homeless and poor overcome their current issues is having medical services, life coaching and mentorship, and also case management. Now, the students' impact. What was my impact to the community that I served? I was able to serve and provide meals to the poorest of the poor in Lancaster City. I was able to provide physical nourishment, which is important for strength and also provides hope. And also, I helped create an environment of hope and healing for the residents. And a personal reflection from this project is that you can never make assumptions about people and their circumstances. There are many people that came to Water Street Mission that had great jobs. Some were even nurses themselves. Many had college degrees. It's just that life got the best of them, and unfortunately, they had a series of events that led them into poverty and homelessness. We are all on this journey called life, which will look different for everyone. And we need to offer hope instead of judgment and extend a hand instead of turning your back towards our fellow men. Now, there's this one quote that I love. It says, "A man never stands as tall as when he kneels to help a child." And I think that's very true, especially as not just as we help a child, but as we help our fellow men and help those around us. And the quote to the right at the end, it says that it is love that will make us want to do great things for each other. And as a professional reflection, I think just as a nurse, it's important that we make no distinction between caring for the homeless person or caring for the CEO of the hospital. That our care for everyone needs to be compassionate care and also individualized care. And these are the works cited. And thank you very much for listening to my project.